So what is this event-driven programming? And this is something that you need to get your head around. And basically, the thing is that in normal programs, imperative programs, what we do is we might define a function and then we have an input that does this, but we control what happens at all time. We control the order in which things happen. For an event, in this case, so we have the function correct, and that takes a response and it checks whether that response is the correct one. When we have a guess, we can say, okay, we can initialize that using an input. And then we can check whether it's correct or not. Obviously, this doesn't do any error correction. And then in the end, we print it. But what we need to realize is this is an order in which you can control things. When we are looking at UIs, and that includes JavaScript, by the way, where that happens the same way, you cannot control what happens when. The user does. And as such, you need to go to an event-driven approach. You don't get control, and it is something that many students struggle with also in the second year. How do you actually make sure that you have control in the thing? So like a UI, this is a UI that is in a language called, or a library called tkinter. It's not the prettiest, but yeah, there are some slides from last year that cover that. And there's and what you do is normally you're just waiting for the user to do anything. What you're not doing is actually spinning a loop and say, okay, did the user do anything? Did the user do anything? No, you give back control to your framework, and the framework gives back control to the operating system, and the operating system just says, okay, until anything happens, I'm just letting you sleep. And then when the user does something, it sends an event to the operating system. So the operating system sends an event to the framework. The framework says, okay, what's happening? Oh, here, and there is some user code that needs to be executed. So, for example, with this kind of a framework, when you enter text, most of the time the user doesn't do anything about that. That's just going to be ignored. Only when you actually press the submit guess button, then user code will come in. Of course, you can hook in and do something when people enter text and stuff like that, but you don't need to. What we're talking about is basically a system where we have lots and lots of callbacks that handle our UI.